So I recently had a run-in with UPS. I initially shared this in another subreddit, but it got removed. Here's my story. UPS damaged a nearly new MacBook I sent with them. When I asked them to reimburse me, they made excuses, blaming my packaging and insisting it was impossible they caused the damage. I proved my packaging was flawless and even got a statement from the Apple Store confirming the damage was due to being dropped. Despite my evidence, they continued to mess me around for weeks, even threatening me with customs fees I wasn't responsible for, since the laptop was worthless upon arrival. Frustrated, I took them to small claims court. They hired a lawyer who sent me intimidating letters, but I pressed on. I had studied law at university, so I felt confident in my case. I won, along with my costs and interest. Yet UPS ignored the court order and didn't pay. This laptop was meant for my beloved mother-in-law, who had asked for my help with the UPS situation. Tragically, before I could resolve it, she passed away. She meant the world to me. She was my mother, my best friend, and my mentor. Taking down UPS became my personal mission. I explored my options, but I didn't want to take the usual legal route. I wanted revenge, drama, and karmic justice. I went to the High Court and obtained a writ of control adding more fees and interest. Then I hired the most aggressive bailiff firm in London, trusting that UPS's poor attitude would lead them to ignore the letters and actually get a visit. The bailiffs arrived at UPS headquarters and explained the situation. When UPS refused to pay, the bailiffs began listing their goods. Security tried to intervene and the office manager attempted to intimidate them, but the bailiffs were undeterred. Although I couldn't see the body cam footage, I received a detailed report. The report concluded. Calls were made to the accounts manager who arrived in a hurry. As no payment was forthcoming, the agent explained the removal process and costs involved, and called the office for approval to begin removals. The agent began to seize assets. The finance director then arrived on the scene. He was not at all happy about the attendance, but ultimately agreed to make a voluntary payment in full from his personal account to stop the removal. I know this was just a drop in the ocean for UPS, but I received more than double what I originally asked for to replace the laptop. They ended up paying even more in fees to the bailiffs. In the end, I enjoyed imagining the flustered finance director, filled with rage, having to use his own money to prevent the bailiffs from taking their desktop computers and fancy plants from their upscale office lobby.